Rolled up.
Welcome to encounter number 3, the King Cometh. I'm not going to say it's Haster. It might be whoever that fucker name is, Urkmordoth.
It's Haster.
The weather brings incessant rain. The pleasant sunshine of weeks ago, a distant memory. The gutters of old Arkham choke on the town's detritus, washed from French Hill and gurgling towards the Miskatonic. You're again called upon your mentor, Professor Henry Armitage. His summons is terse, a simple come at once. Given your last involvement with the old university librarian, you do not hang about. Armitage's office is lit by several green glass-shaded lamps, and a fire burns low in the grate. Judging by the ash, it has been burning for the better part of the night. Armitage turns from the window. You came quickly. I thought you might. I have spent the night working out what I saw yesterday evening. At last, thanks to Al-Hazred, I think I may have a handle on it. He gestures absent-mindedly toward a heavy tome resting nearby. He rises in his chair and leans to water his flowers. Last night I attended the theater to watch The King Cometh. However, what I had hoped would be a pleasant distraction turned out to be anything but. You've seen today's newspaper, I take it. I haven't, but they have. The unusual rash of death is not, as our friends at the Advertiser would have us believe, unconnected. They were all there at last night's play. The poor victims, God rest their souls. He shakes his head as if trying to clear cobwebs. A fugue clings to my mind. I have yet to understand everything fully, but the Al-Hazred confirms my suspicions that the play was a veil covering a sinister rite. He pauses to collect his thoughts. The actors were weaved a ritual into the performance. During the third act, the walls of our reality weakened. A ritual was conducted before our eyes on stage. Then a message came through from the beyond. Aldebaran. Most of the audience, myself included, were entranced by the act. It was all beyond our control. But those of the audience seated in the front row, I believe they caught the full force of an evil message. What was the message? I am not sure as yet. The deaths reported in the paper are no coincidence. Of that I have no doubt. Garrison is out of action at present, laid low by a malade of the stomach, and the rest of the police are unfortunately short-sighted, though they do have information. Our enemies have a head start on us, but they cannot be allowed to finish whatever it is they started. It is down to us. Find out what happened at the theater and the contents of that message, then meet up with me again once you have all the pieces.
Be faster.
What's her nuts? Is she fucking dead?
Who?
Pilari. Is she one of the dead people?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
Yeah, she won 2 tickets.
Yeah, I got that down. Her house is under 51.
When's this newspaper? Is it August 19th?
No. Oh yes, sorry. It's the correct one.
Yeah, okay. So she was at this performance.
Was she?
Yeah, she won tickets. She won 2 tickets. The first performance will be held on August 18th. So this is the 19th.
Oh yeah,
that's
the day after, yeah. I feel like that's a pretty solid lead.
Yeah.
You done yet, Bryn? Thank you. I'll finish with this first.
So how many people died? Do we say how many people died? Trying to be followed as young source light.
I don't think so.
Business of Arkham.
But like announcements, like 2 people died. It's like St. Mary's Hospital, but they were old.
They were probably old.
Missing in Dunwich. Ha 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 ha. Joke's on you. You're fucked. Police hunt brutal murderer. Francis Long was killed. Okay. So in this one we now have 0 leads from the description. Heavy rain showers, no fire vampires. We're good.
That's great.
Fire vampires are the worst.
Yes, I would agree.
I mean, like, star vampires are actually the worst, but...
Yes. What's scarier, star spawn or star vampires?
Star spawn, I think, but only slightly.
So the order goes fire vampires, star vampires, star spawn.
I mean, I would rate the Hound of Tyndalos higher than the Fire Vampire, I think.
Yeah, but they don't have like a connecting word.
No.
That's what I was going off of, a
okay.
word motif. Hound of Tyndalos, yes. Because he comes into your face and he fights you.
He's the blurst.
I think we have like 2 options, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we go to the house of the woman who won tickets.
It's either her.
Did she die?
I don't know.
It's either her or this Ambrose Checkley person.
Yeah, he's our insider on the socialite and entertainment stream.
Yeah.
So I would agree with that.
Because he wrote it, he can describe the thing.
I kind of immediately want to go to the woman who won the 2 tickets house.
Alright, let's
Like
do
right off the bat. Where does she live?
N51.
N51?
So you can turn me off for a second.
Sure.
I'll watch.
N or M?
N.
N, thank you. Oh, this is the big one. You rap on the door to no avail. No one comes to answer. You check the time and realize that it's likely Miss Larry is at work.
That's horse shit.
That's horseshit. That was a good lead that we sussed out and they just fucked us. Ambrose, I guess? Yep. U18. You happen upon Mr. Checkley during one of his seasonal moods. His maid warns you about his temperament today, but gritting your teeth, you step into his darkened bedroom. Who the blazes is this now calling on me when I'm ill? Didn't Dot tell you I wasn't seeing people today? It's my head. Feels as though a maniac has left his axe there for safekeeping. You explain to him that the play last night may be connected to several deaths and his help would be much appreciated. You go on to flatter the society columnist with praise for his review in the Advertiser. Well, I'm glad that someone liked it at least. Sensing his mood softening, you press him for more details about the play. Damned awful, and I've seen some sinkers in my day. I don't know what Lucinda was thinking letting those so-called actors tread her boards. Not only was the acting terrible and the costume deplorable, but something came over the crowd towards the end, and I can't explain it, but it wasn't at all pleasant. Like they're nonsensical words that somehow hypnotize us momentarily. Bah, no drivel, no wonder I'm laid up in here in bed after that debacle. So, Lucinda's probably the director?
Like owner of the
Theater, yeah.
theater, I would think.
Oh, yeah. So, the first one, she wasn't home. She was at work. So, the first one was a dud.
Well played game.
Yeah. We felt so smart, and then you were like, nah.
Now, man.
So then we went to Ambrose. And with that one, he said that he has a headache today, that he thought the play was bad. He also mentioned he didn't know what Lucinda was thinking, letting these actors try to cross her boards. So we're thinking that's the owner of the theater. I'm just going to quickly skim the paper too.
Let's go back to Laney's house in the evening.
There's only one encounter for it, so
Okay.
yeah,
That's stupid.
that's what Bryn and I thought.
Oh, shit.
So we're looking for the Arkham Manley Theater. Look at this Maxwell Coffee House grandma over here. I love my Maxwell Coffee House.
That's where she is now.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Maxwell Coffee House Grandma.
Yep. You were good.
The Manly Theater, right?
The Manly, yep.
N9.
N9. Cool, I'm just also reading this. So Carolyn Merrill was... The review mentions the woman... There was a young woman in a chair, right?
Mm-hmm.
That might have been...
The woman murdered.
Yeah, or the... Yeah, she was found hanged, and so she might have killed herself. right? Longtime partner Mark Gasquet, the Canadian entrepreneur, is also someone you might want to check out. I feel like there's a running motif of evil boyfriends. We can also always go to our good friend Pascal, and he might have something to say.
I mean, he's just gonna tell us it's faster.
Yeah. But he might know like people for us to talk to. But we're going to, what was that one?
And 9.
N9?
I believe so, unless that's wrong, in which case let me know. I'll look it up again.
Sure. Nope, we're good. Boop! Arkham's Manly Theatre is one of the premier attractions in terms of the nightlife. A young woman with a ledger and pen in hand approaches you. Are you here for the auditions? And you hastily tell her that no, you are looking into the play from the previous night. The theater manager, Lucinda Thayer, has canceled its run because of the dismal showing, the woman says.
What's your last name?
Thayer. Thayer. You saw the review that Checkley gave us in the Advertiser? He was the final straw, and we're breaking the set now and putting on a small production of The Sleeping Beauty to fill the gap. You asked if the manager is available, but you're told that today is her day off. I knew there was something to miss with the whole show last night. No wonder the actors were so cheap. I'm sure they had some sort of swindle going with Samuel Averill, the tickets clerk. So we have Samuel Averill, Averill. Ill. He and his other half were looking mighty suspicious last night, and I even saw him talking furtively to the lead actor, the big man with the shaven head. He's not shown up for work today either. As a parting inquiry, you ask whether the actors are staying, and she tells you they can be found over at the Harding House, where the staff from the theater help deliver their trunks. Though they are probably out drinking somewhere, they were asking where they could find booze. Okay, so we got 3 leads from that. That's pretty good. Where do you think this one's going to be? Where do you think the mouse is going to be in this one, Bryn? Fucking unvisited isle. Always.
Always. Every time.
Might I just take this again?
Go for it.
Thanks. Horse killed by truck. Oh yeah, I guess this is when Prohibition's happening, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we should go with Speakeasy.
Speakeasy? Which one's that one?
It's in there, isn't it?
Yep. The N4? Do we have something pointing us there, or?
Yeah, she said they were looking for somewhere to drink.
Okay, yeah.
And that if it's Prohibition, that's the only place they're gonna find something.
Boom, look at that. Well, they should put you for the history guy in here. Just talk to Travis. And then your phone number. And then you're like, why would you publish my phone number in a rule book?
Who are you?
Stop calling me. All right, cool. Let's go to the Speakeasy, N4.
Yeah, trucks did kill the horse's career opportunities. You're absolutely correct.
All right, you rap softly on the door to Arkham's much-frequented Speakeasy and are admitted by a burly doorman. You head to the bar and order yourself a drink, asking the barman about the actors from last night's play. He gestures with his bar towel towards a snug where the sounds of raucous laughter can be heard. They've been in here since last night and run up a huge bill, that's for sure. They know that there was another man here with them, but he left this morning, telling them to meet him at his lodgings. I don't know where that would be, but I bet the guy works in Tartanowski's bakery. He was covered in flour. He did leave $15 to cover the tab. They've already burned through that, though. Looking closer, you see 2 men and a woman deeply drunk and laughing in an unsettling fashion. The barman probably would not appreciate the police being called to the bar. It creates some awkward questions for the owners, employees, and the 4 off-duty cops playing poker in the corner. That's good. You call a couple of Garrison's reliable officers whom we can rely on for discretion and meet them a few minutes later. They agree that they will lie in wait for the villains to emerge and arrest them in the street. They grin and wave goodbye as you continue your investigation. Take requirement card number 4.
What number was this one?
N4?
N4.
Yeah. Wow, encounter 4 is N4, and we take requirement card 4.
Illuminati confirmed.
Oh, just you wait. In those things that were written in the newspapers, one of the things that they wrote was hell for those 6 times.
4.
I mean, 6 is probably way more important, but...
Okay, so the bakery.
The bakery's a solid option. We go to the boarding house, which is where they presumably live.
I feel like this would just lead it to the speakeasy. I feel like you skipped that step.
Bakery it is then. M46.
Yeah, and it's this guy, right? Or no, that's the ticket taker, the Samuel. The bakery, M46?
Yep.
Sounds good. Boop. The Tardanowski's bakery is closed for refurbishments, but you can hear raised voices through a first-floor window. You duck under the canopy and decide to eavesdrop on the conversation between 2 men. One of them appeared to be very angry, yelling about the missing piece. The other voice is reassuring, but definitely submissive. You consider calling the police immediately, but decide instead to see if you can find anything more incriminating. Pushing 2 loose boards aside, you enter the bakery. The voices are louder here. The angry man shouting about the missing opportunity to bring Carcosa to Earth if the incantation is lost. He rants about a mistake made at the theater last night that appears to have enraged him. Suddenly the voices above you are silent and you hear footsteps coming down the stairs in the room where you stand. The adrenaline surging in your veins, you throw yourself down behind a wooden workbench, your luck holds and the footsteps reach your room and then move off elsewhere. As a side note, I think it's very funny to imagine that it's us 3 and we just all kind of like go behind one another behind a bakery stand. Yeah. You know, as we're picking out. Cautiously, you peep out of your hiding place. You realize that you've been holding your breath for what seems like minutes, and you let it out with a long sigh. If you have requirement card 4, proceed to page 56 and read entry 4. Entry 4. You spot some flour spilled around the cellar door and footprints leading downstairs. Recalling the information about the shaven-head man whose clothes are often dusted with flour, you decide to investigate. The cellar proves to be warm, dry, and airy. Around the room are dozens of sacks of flour, and more loose white powder covers the floor where it has been spilled. More interestingly, there are several stools around a low table in the center of the room. On the table, you can see a flyer for last night's performance of The King Cometh. Written on it is the phrase, "First, hear us as expectant. We raise our faces to the smell of the air for hatred. We strain our ears for the sound of love." A shudder rounds down your spine as you read the words. The name of the actors are also listed on the playbill. Playing Casilda is Evie Klasnick. Yeah,
Can you go over the... You know, you get a thing to write down real quick.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just so we get both for them as well. Playing Casilda is Evie Klasnick. Playing the stranger is Thomas Fincher. Playing Casilda's son is Silas Barnes. And finally, playing a town partition is Mikhail Gorski. Also in a different hand on the table, among some of other papers, is a list of names. 1A is Mr. Long, who was the fucker who got attacked, I think, on the other side of this one. Francis Long was attacked downtown. Mr. Long, Mr. Fisk, Mrs. Osgood, Miss Merrill, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Rich, Miss Reed, Miss Larry, Mr. Danforth, Mr. Stratton.
That's Danforth. That guy's in the first game.
Oh.
Yeah. He's useless.
Yep. There's also a door at the far end of the room with a peculiar locking mechanism on it. There are 6 tumblers with 5 letters on it. The first tumbler has FWGH and end engraved on it. The second has PAXTC. The third has JMORS. The fourth has CEFTI. The fifth has GRCCU. Finally, the last tumbler has IRLVU. The tumblers can rotate to spell a word. If you can think of a 6-letter word using the letters on the tumblers, which is also connected to the cult's ritual incantation lines, Proceed further down this requirement section and read entry number 8. Otherwise, you will need to return later if you want to access this
Haster.
door. Yeah, it's Haster.
So, do we want to explore and see if there's like other things
No,
that might have come up, or are we just gonna?
We're geniuses. We might as well go down.
I mean, like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why waste time?
I guess we're here. Oh man, there's so many things to write down. Fuck.
Yep.
This is page 56, 57. These people are probably unimportant.
Well, these are like, one of them was a victim, right? Just write down like A to J and then just their last names.
Wait a minute.
Is this?
Papers.
Because Mr. Long was a victim. He got stabbed in the street.
Oh yes, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Bryn.
This is September.
That's the other side, yeah.
It's like this does
It
not
have,
look.
It doesn't have
Maxwell House
Maxwell
Grandma. She is our savior.
Miss Merrill was hung.
Yep.
Hanged herself.
Mr. Long was stabbed in the street.
Yeah, killed on the sidewalk.
Who are the old people who died?
Miss Larry won the tickets.
Miss Larry won the tickets.
There's Sig and Mueller.
They're not on this. They're just old.
It is old.
They're just old as.
So why don't you write down these and then cross out or even put down the names?
What about on the old ones?
Goddamn Haster.
I feel like we're a little bit overqualified.
I feel like Armitage hired the right people.
Ooh, we know this one.
I mean, I would say Haster is the one I know the most about. Apart from maybe, no, it's easily Haster.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want me to go down to the next one? Are you writing these names down, or are you just...
No, they're just people that want dead.
Okay, cool.
If we need to refer them, they're on page 57.
Cool. We actually cannot go back into the book.
Yeah, but can't we use a shortcut for...
No. You have to write it down.
No, I'm going to take a
Take a
picture of my
picture.
phone.
You
Yeah.
can't do that. That's the same.
Fuck you.
It's going back in the book.
I'll kill you, Bryn.
Do it.
And then there's also Mr. Long.
Yeah, plus Mr. Long, but we won't forget about him.
All right, here we go. You feel fairly confident that the police know you are here should you get into trouble, so you begin to gently click the tumblers into place, spelling out the word. If the word you have chosen is Haster, then continue reading.
That's the word we chose.
Yeah.
We did it. It's okay.
If it is not, you would take requirement 8, but because we did, we got it. As the final tumbler rotates to the letter R, you hear a soft click, and trying the door handle, find that it turns, allowing you to access the room behind. With sweaty palms, you inch the door ajar and peek inside. At last, you have stumbled upon the cult's inner sanctum. At last? It's fucking our 5th action.
It's afternoon on day 2.
At last, the room beyond the door is dimly lit with dozens of candles dripping wax onto their stands. The walls are hung with dirty and patched yellow cloth, and sitting with his back to you is a massive man. He is stripped to the waist and his body anointed with angry welts where he's been indulging in self-flagellation. Horrifically, he wears a pale mask that is completely blank. Not even eye holes interrupt its empty smoothness. Oh, this is going to be a dangerous thing for us. He does not stir you as you push the door open. He appears to be in deep meditation. On the floor are 5 scraps of paper containing the incomplete incantation. You look up, and at the sight of the end of the room sends you recoiling in horror, sprinting back into the cleansing Arkham rain. The sight will haunt your dreams until the day you pass from this world.
Oh, we lost a point on that.
Yeah. You shudder as you... but I feel like we gained 1 billion points.
Oh, probably, because we actually did it.
Yeah. You shudder as you recall the shaven-head man in his appalling blank mask, seated facing a wooden throne. He was clad in shreds and patches, mere wisps of imagination. And he was speaking with a consumptive, ragged, tearing hiss. Speaking with his servant, the shaven-headed murderer, speaking of doomed Carcosa.
Yes, Alistair.
Okay, well, let's keep doing the King Cometh, shall we? We found the king, now we gotta... So they were attempting to summon Haster.
I mean, they're doing a pretty good job, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So my notes that's kind of interesting in the paper here is, it says, picture here's a diagram obtained from an insider who believes aliens have infiltrated all departments of our federal government. The advertiser is not able to confirm or deny this dissertation, and the day before mentions President Hoover appointing new people to the Federal Farm Board.
Aliens.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we do now?
Oh shit, I don't know. That's probably like...
Like, I don't want to just stop.
Yeah.
Because...
We have a billion time left.
Yeah.
Like, I think we do want to cut it, like, at day 5-ish, I think.
I would agree.
We can go visit some of these people who are playing the people.
Yeah, we could also visit even the theater director. She probably won't tell us much, but I feel like you said, we've kind of hit the...
We hit the end of the thing. Oh, there's also a list of people on this list that we could go visit. And we go to see Mr. Fisk.
Who's he? Which one's he?
He's just on the list.
Yeah, he hasn't died. I feel like visiting them might not be important. Maybe these are people who got tickets to the play.
Maybe. They all have the layers like IA, IB, IC, ID. Maybe that's where they're sitting as well.
Yeah, like, they could be the first row.
front
It's the first row. Yeah. That's all that is.
We could go see them and see how that affected them. Like, I mean, one killed themselves, so that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
One of them seemed to be relatively normal, but we were not allowed to interact with her. Brr. Fuck you, 2 game.
Well, she's probably dead.
Yeah, she's at work.
Or she was just dead.
We have no proof of that.
Yeah.
It was just like, you think she's probably at work.
Yeah, there was just
Okay.
you knocked the door, so
Like,
she's
knock
probably
on the door,
dead inside.
No one answers the door.
Well, I mean, like, I wasn't here for that one, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you should have known.
Fuck you, Bryn.
So we have the museum director, right? We could find out who recommended the play to her, right?
Yep.
We have the
It's
ticket
probably the
taker.
bald man.
Yep.
None of the actors are in here, so they're probably, I mean, they're at the bar. That's right, that's stupid. I mean, like, what we got is we can go talk to her, we can talk to the...
I feel like we should talk to these two.
Yeah, let's
Her
go.
and the ticket taker.
We go check out Carolyn Merrill's apartment, but that probably just points us to Haster, if anything.
Yeah.
We resolve this. We resolve this.
Yeah, because she's the one
This
who...
one.
I would check,
Yeah.
maybe checking out her apartment might be good.
I mean, if anything, I'll probably just have marks to, like, point us towards Haster, right?
Yeah, and also just things that we can read. Because, I mean, like, we can spend some time learning things we already know. Because we have the inside knowledge of Haster and Carcosa, right?
I would rather blindly check out one of the other ones than go visit her apartment since she's already dead, right?
Sure.
In my opinion.
All right, well, how about we do these two first?
Yeah.
Unless they point us in a crazy way, we'll do one person off that list. And if there's none, maybe we'll try Meryl.
Yeah, like I
or
said, I think we want to
boyfriend.
cut it off, like, sometime before or at day 5, just to avoid losing points at the end.
Yeah, I would agree. Her boyfriend also was... What the fuck?
He's not in here,
He's not,
the
but
Canadian guy.
I just feel like he's Bad News Bears. Just because he's Canadian. There we go.
That's
There's
pretty fair.
Maxwell Coffeehouse Grandma.
I read a post on the Heroes of the Storm subreddit that was explaining people how to be toxic like a Canadian, and you won't get banned for it.
Which one do you want to do first? Ticket taker or...
Let's do the ticket taker. I feel like he actually knows stuff.
Sure, D51.
Yep. Averill. I fucked up that name a lot.
The door to the small house is opened cautiously by a thin, bird-like man with a long nose. He peers over wire-framed glasses and an ugly purple bruise closing his left eye. Can I help you? You explain that you've come from the theater and that you're investigating the disturbance last night. The man's bottom lip trembles and he folds almost immediately without any pressure whatsoever. They made me give it to them. I didn't want to. He snivels and you immediately feel sorry for him and ask what he means. The list, those actors from last night's play were desperate to catch up with those who attended the theater in the front row in particular. I tried to explain to them that I couldn't possibly reveal the list of our patrons, but they beat me and forced me to give it to them. Hendrik will tell you. He was there with me. We had arranged to meet for a nightcap after the show. The thug with the bald head hit me and forced me to write the list down. Then I read this morning that Mr. Long and Miss Merrill died last night just after I'd given him the list of names. He turns to his side table and hastily begins writing. Here, take the list and see if you can't warn the others before the same thing happens to them. Yeah, and it's just the list.
Yep.
But we were able to figure out that that was the front row without this little performance's front row seats. So Fisk.
Let's just work our way down the list.
Yep.
N65.
M65?
Yep. I feel like these people are just going to tell us things about Aster, but...
Sorry, N65?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You're met at the doorstop by a teenage boy with an unruly mop of blonde curly hair. You ask if you might speak to Edward Fisk, and the young man's face turns ashen. He invites you inside, calling for his mother. Mrs. Fisk receives you graciously, but it's clear that she is very worried. Edward's not here, I'm afraid. We had to take a rather drastic step last night and commit him into the care of Arkham Sanitarium. When you tactfully ask why, she replies, my son Edward can be a little wayward at times. Partying with his friends till all hours, neglecting his work, spending money like it was going out of fashion, but boys will be boys, I suppose. Last night, he went to a show with those friends of his, and when he came back, there was something very wrong with him. He was withdrawn, he kept babbling and sweating, and then he attacked his younger brother. We had to drag Edward off, poor Matthew. My husband called the doctor, and he recommended convalescence in the sanitarium. I hated having to do it, but I felt better after I had a chat with the nurse. What was his name? Curtis, I think. Yes, Leon Curtis. He made us feel like we had done the right thing for our son. So I feel like all of these will kind of just point to this general information, right? So we have sanitarium and Leon Curtis are the two things we got from this.
How many of these do we want to do then?
I think just one. I think we just follow the string from one of them because I feel like they all kind of just generally point to the same thing.
Okay. Other than like this Curtis guy, I guess.
Hello, Bryn.
Hey,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Travis, you screwed up.
How so?
A wild Gyarados spawned and brought him here like this afternoon.
Oh, that's pretty cool. L53.
L53?
Yeah.
You send the stairs to Leon Curtis's apartment and knock at his door. After several minutes, you inquire with a building supervisor who is fixing an electrical light switch. Leon? Oh, he'll be at work at this hour at the sanitarium. Either that or he likes the cafe off Main Street.
Sanitarium.
Sanitarium? That's what, D1? Yeah, D1.
That's where old Keziah Mason and the Goat Man hang out.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's also where kids go to have sex, apparently.
And smoke their devil lettuce.
Didn't say anything about that.
During a downpour isn't the best time to visit the sanitarium. The staff are irritable and the patients are unsettled by being cooped up. You speak to the orderly inquiring about Edward Fisk's arrival. You're told that the man is sleeping peacefully after being sedated. He was treated and given an initial assessment by one of the senior nursing staff, Leon Curtis. Nurse Curtis and Edward spoke for around an hour during the night, and it felt that a week or so of convalescence should be sufficient to restore Mr. Fisk. When you push for more information, the orderly impatiently folds her arms. You have to speak to Leon when he comes back on shift. He was going for some food on a coffee before visiting the shop on Main Street. He won't be back again until later tonight when he starts his shift again. Don't worry, there's some good news. There's some light at the end of this tunnel. As you turn to leave, a janitor catches your sleeve. If you want to get off the right foot with Leon, then you should buy him a double espresso with cream. He gets powerfully cranky when it's raining. He winks at you and thanks him for advice. Take requirement card 2.
He winked at you. Is it a sexy wink?
Nah, it's like a...
Like a robot
Where
wink?
the fuck is Main Street?
Main Street is probably... It's probably...
East Main Street, West Main Street, right?
Yeah.
So it's in the M's?
Yes.
Main Street.
Right?
Yep. That's Main Street.
That checks out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is
Checks
there a
out.
food section?
There's
Oh, there's many...
stores.
Is there more than one
Utilities.
M11?
So fun story. Last night, my sister got hit by a drunk driver at 50th Street and 101st. But I had
is she okay?
yeah.
Was she on foot or in a car?
She was in a cab,
Oh, okay.
and but they hit the passenger side, just T-boned, and she was sitting right there,
Oh, no.
and she only got bruises and scrapes.
That's lucky.
She's
Now
very
you and
lucky.
James can bond over something. Both your sisters got hit by a car.
But James's sister said something way funnier
Yeah.
after she got hit by that car.
God damn it.
It was super funny.
Alright.
So we're just trying to find out the...
There's Bell Cafe at M42.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Well, the guy who hit her is like in jail or
What's that
whatever.
place?
Thank God.
You know.
God bless.
God bless.
Bell Cafe and 42, and then...
Is that a scary emoticon?
But
of
it's not
Justin?
really off Main
It's
though.
all
Yeah.
green. I thought so.
It's the
Other
bottom of the
option
pyramid.
is like M44
Oh, that's a nightmare.
that's also on that
Then
street
flip it.
or in that area. But I think like
Yeah.
that one's not technically a cafe.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's just the M's. There's gotta be the Bell Cafe.
Yeah,
M42.
I would say that as well. Let's give it a shot.
Or talking about Hester.
You open the door to the cafe just as Pasquale Fenton walks out. He seems to be in a hurry and tells you to stop by his home if you want to chat. Inside the empty cafe, a dour woman is picking her nails at the counter. You ask her if she knows a customer by the name of Leon Curtis. He's not someone I know, hon. She drawls and you depart.
Fuck.
Might as well try the other one,
That one's not technically a cafe.
but it's on Main Street.
M44, kind of.
Yeah,
It's like in a similar place to this one.
yeah. I would.
44 is on East Church Street.
Yeah, so is this one.
Yeah. So is this one. I mean, I would give it a shot. It's the other one that's on the
Are
ends.
there two M40s as well?
Fuck, probably. They should have just done them in order. Like that'd be way easier for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like for other options, there's restaurants, local lifestyle. There's a school of dance. None of those are anywhere close. Stores. Isn't really anything.
I would do M44.
Yeah. Man, map's garbage. Fucking useless.
You ask the polite young man who shows you to your table if Leon Curtis has been in today. He immediately points out a stocky, middle-aged man with salt and pepper hair.
Okay.
Leon looks up frowning from a steaming slice of cherry pie. Which is what you want. You're asking after me? Who are you? You give him some brief details of your investigation and the connection with Edward Fisk. I can't really discuss patients. I could get fired. Sorry to waste your time. I can recommend the pie, but stay away from the bologna sandwiches. If you have requirement card 2, proceed to page 56 and read entry 2.
Buying the thing.
Here, I have a bologna sandwich. I just told you not to eat though. You eat it.
You're scum. You order a double espresso with cream and take it over to Leon's table. You thank Leon and turn to leave when he calls you back. Wait, hold up a minute. Listen, I don't think Edward would mind telling you a little. He's a nice guy, just been through a stressful time. He was at the theater last night with 2 girls, Abby and Carolyn. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I read the morning paper as well. That girl Carolyn hung herself last night. My professional opinion, them kids sniffed something they shouldn't have, cocaine or maybe that nocturne drug, and it messed with their brains. Some big guy with
That's
a dusty
drugs,
suit
too.
roughed him up as well to add insult to injury.
It's Nocturne say.
Eddie is sitting in a padded
That's if
cell,
you're scared
repeating
a
a
lot.
phrase from a play he saw over and over again.
Yeah,
How
so
that a
he's
couple
scared
more
a lot.
days will flush whatever he's poisoned himself
Right,
with.
let's see.
You ask him if he
It's like
recalled the
darkness.
phrase. He babbled this for several hours straight. Second, accept that we, the mute, lame, the stupid, the dull, the weak, offer ourselves to your darkness. That guy who roughed him up wanted to know it too. What was the first thing we wrote down?
First, hear us as expectant. We raise our faces to smell the air for hatred. We strain our ears for the sound of love.
Here, I'll give you a second. So there's 5 of them. They needed 5 pieces, right?
Don't mind.
And that guy who roughed him up is not part of it.
No.
So what was the other girl's name that wasn't Carolyn?
Abby.
Abby?
Abby.
Does he give a last name?
No, but there's an Abby on the list. Isn't there?
Or Mr. and Mrs.
There was an Abby on the other list. Ah, fuck. The other one had the first names of the people as well. Which I thought yours did too, and then I realized it did not.
Like the
The one that
actors?
that one guy gave. No, the one that the other guy gave us when we went, the ticket taker, when we went to his house.
Oh yeah.
It had first names on it too. How many misses are there on there?
2.
2?
Reed and Osgood. We saw Mr. Fisk, right?
Yeah. I think it. Who doesn't have an encounter?
Miss Larry, because we already did that one. And Miss Merrill, because she's dead.
Yeah. So we have Osgood and Reed.
Yep. Either P65 or...
So let's now talk about the
N62.
possibility of knowing what's happening, right? Because
Or these 4. Like, they're just trying to come up with a chant to
yeah, this is the chant that
summon Taster.
yeah.
So a decision has been reached.
You heard of the guy with he was with Abby and what's her nuts who's
Yep.
dead.
This is how you spell Haster. The first, like, capitals of each of them. It's like H for here,
Yeah.
and then like A for accept.
So the next one will be S.
Yeah.
Tuer. I was talking to Travis about maybe the point where we actually kind of we're close to knowing what's happening, right? From just our general knowledge of both the mythos.
I mean, do we want to take a shot at like this Osgood and Miss Reed and see if one was Abby?
Yeah, I would agree because then we're gonna be here.
Yeah.
I think it's Reed. I
Reed?
think it is Reed.
Yeah, sure. That is 62.
E62?
N62.
Thank you so much. No, I was wrong. You find the door to Lauren Reed's home ajar and find the place ransacked. Someone was searching for something. You notice the traces of white flour are on the furniture.
Yeah,
You
good.
catch the sight of an address book discarded on the hall table and flicking through to discover the entry for E. Parker listed as her sister.
So do we
Osgood,
wanna
though.
Do we want to follow
P65.
up on this?
Yeah, I guess the question if we go for the sister or if we go after Abby. Abby was there.
And she was with the girl who killed herself.
Yeah. I think I would go after Abby over the sister.
Why?
That's a great question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like because she was there, she's more likely to have another piece of the puzzle. But at the same time, the puzzle, I think we all know.
We solved it.
Yeah. It's Haster.
Yeah.
And what will we get from E. Parker?
She tells us that she doesn't know what happened to her
Yeah.
sister or whatever.
To me, honestly, I feel like we call it and try the questions.
Alright.
What are your guys' thoughts?
The only thing that like I wouldn't be sure about if they asked is like why the people have these. Like where'd they get them from?
Yeah. Because that was in his apartment. Oh, that's what he was saying, right?
Yeah.
Well, that could be like the play brainwashed him, right? Because they did something with the girl. Oh, who was the actor? No, we don't know the actors. The actors aren't in
We
there.
haven't gone to talk to Pascal yet.
Yeah. There's
Because
also,
he's gonna tell us it's like Haster or whatever.
there's also the play lady. We could try her out. She might
The
give us.
manager.
Yeah.
Should probably just give us a list of people who were there again.
Or connect us with the name of the person who told her to bring the play in.
I guess. Yeah, that's probably worth more than going with either of these two.
Sure.
Like the other option is, I think I kind of would rather go with Parker over trying to find out who this Abby person is,
Sure.
because like if he was with those two women, like one was already killed himself, he's already insane. Like it's gotta be something
these
similar.
all probably lead to the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is just dead person. I feel like this might be to
I know.
Person or like part of the.
part of the puzzle.
I'll just do the
Play lady.
play lady. F31.
F31. As you trudge up East College Street, you pass the narrow rows of red brick houses, searching for the address of the theater manager. Finally, you come across an impressive Georgian house. Glad to step onto the porch and out of the downpour, you lift the knocker and presently hand over your card to the prim housekeeper. After a few moments, you are welcomed inside by an attractive middle-aged woman dressed smartly in the latest fashion. She introduces herself as Miss Lucinda Thayer, manager of Manley Theater. She appears generally perturbed for that several of her patrons have died. I must admit, I've had nothing but complaints about that play last night. When she has finished venting about the folly of hiring unknown theater groups, you steer the conversation toward the actors who performed last night. They said they traveled down from Canada. At least one of them was from Central Europe, France, maybe judging by his accent. You ask if she knows where they're lodging whilst in town. If you ask the porter of the theaters, he knows as he helped move some of their trunks in the rain when they arrived. I wouldn't be surprised if Samuel, my clerk, and his good friend Hendrik converse are mixed up in this somehow. I sometimes think they'd rather have me out of the way than run the theater themselves. So, just points to
The other guy.
they came from Canada, though. I'm telling you, evil boyfriend theory.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You want to just call them?
Yeah, the only one that we go for is the sister, right?
I mean, like, I guess we're already on day 5. What's one more?
What's one more?
But it doesn't give us anything really.
I don't think it will.
I mean, unless the thing's gonna ask for all the bits of the incantation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but like, fuck that. How are we supposed to get them all?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to at least checking it out,
Yeah, okay.
just to see.
Spend one more time unit.
Yeah, one more time unit. It's probably like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably went to 10 locations. Maybe 8. Nah, it's gotta be like 10. Do we know the location of What's Her Nuts? E. Parker?
Oh yeah, I should probably look that up. That's my job. Fuck me, there's 2 E Parkers.
Oh, then we should not.
One at D54 and one at L55.
Yeah, if there's 2 E. Parkers, we should just not, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're willing to do one. We could just do one and then just not do the other one regardless of what the outcome
I
is.
mean, like we could just do the other one that that Abby could have been, right?
We did her.
No, we didn't. We didn't do Osgood.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
could do the other Abby instead then.
Yeah, let's do Osgood. P65.
I like. Yeah. I don't know my alphabet.
L and N O P.
Okay, there's no P65,
What the fuck is that shit?
but it does not count as a location encounter. It just costs us a time.
I mean, like, there's no P65 on the board either, is there?
Oh, it's F65. I can't write for shit. Yeah, that's right. It's French Hill Street 65. I don't know why I wrote.
Here we go. Abby Osgood's home sits at the corner of Southeast Street, Southeast
Slate.
Street and East Church Street on the crest of French Hill. You greet the door by an older woman dressed immaculately with a put up upon an expression. You inquire whether Abby is home, and the woman rolls her eyes. She is, but I'm not sure she's fit to receive visitors. The last day she came home and last night she rolled in midnight steaming drunk. Her friend Mary Roach dropped her off. No doubt their other partner in crime, Carolyn Merrill, was in on it as well. Young woman these days, but Carolyn's dead. Respect the dead. Really, mother, you do fuss something. Really, mother, you do fuss something fierce. Now run along. It's me that was asked for. A fresh-faced young flapper comes bouncing down the staircase. If she has had a heavy night drinking with her slight build, then she must have had the constitution of a buffalo. Don't pay no heed to mother. She's such an old stick in the mud. You ask her about the play. Oh, that jury thing. It was Carrie's idea. Carolyn Merrill, she had gotten us tickets for her, Eddie Fisk, and me. Mary was coming to meet us later. I took one look at the old coots who were in the audience and decided to stay in the bar where I met a delightful young gentleman who was more than happy to share my stash of gin. She grins innocently and winks. I must admit that I never actually made it to my seat. I hope Carrie had a nice time without me.
No, she's fucked.
Yeah, she's dead.
Uh,
Do we try to go for it?
yeah, let's do it. Point
Thoughts,
time.
Bryn?
I think, like, we do have a fair amount of time left. If we're gonna go looking for them, we can probably find them all.
I think they are just like the answer for Astor, though.
But we didn't learn anything from going in there.
We didn't want to with Astor.
But I mean, like, it's just like, yeah, we learned it was Haster.
I mean, like, we've probably already beaten Mike and Mitch on the second one.
Yes.
And I feel like the first one we did pretty well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess basically what we're looking at is how willing are we to risk punting this one?
I feel confident about answering
Alright.
the questions.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Question time. Get a page for the answers.
Yeah, we'll do it here because I barely wrote anything on this.
Oh. These are hard questions.
Good.
Oh, we good. Okay. What happened at the theater?
There was a play.
Yeah, they attempt to summon
Summon
Haster.
Haster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the plus side, I feel like even if we punt this, Mitch and Mike are going to punt it harder.
That's good.
What was the name of the shaven-headed murderer?
Oh, fuck, we don't know.
Flower Man.
Throw some cult names in there. Go to the cultist list.
It's probably Castilla's son. No, he's probably the stranger.
Yeah, the stranger's the one who has no mask. What were the names of the other cultists?
Fucking.
We have them.
Yeah.
Just put everyone but T-Boy. What were the names of the 6 people the cult hunted? We have them written down as well.
Yeah. And phone.
What are the 6 lines of the Summon Carcosa incantation?
Oh, fuck, we got 2 of them.
Yeah, recite as many as you are able.
Man, it's be impossible to do without notes.
Yes. Yeah. They're in the actual thing. You have a thing you can fill out with a giant notes section. Why did Abby Osgood miss the play? Because she was drinking at the bar with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God we got that one.
Yeah.
She got drunk.
How did construction worker Eddie Rollins get injured, and which body part did he hurt?
Who the fuck is that?
Do we have any Eddie Rollins in the thing?
No.
Fucking.
Is Eddie Rollins, is he on the list? No. No.
Okay, so shot in the dark here. Smashed his hand with a hammer. Cause
Is there something in
I
the
mean,
thing?
like we don't
You don't know.
He hurt his leg. He fell off a ladder and hurt his leg.
Okay.
Fuck off.
Sure.
No,
we'll
say
do
that.
Okay. I thought you were reading the answer. That was
No.
pretty confident.
They just get harder. Who are the Randallsons?
The fuck is the Randallsons?
The Randallsons are... Okay. So the next question is, what is the Randallsons' connection to the Nocturne, the dream narcotic?
No, we didn't even.
Oh, they're drug dealers.
Yeah, they're drug dealers. Yeah. Or... Yeah, drug dealers is a good one. What is the Randallsons' connection to the Nocturne? They have the smokehouse for them or something like that. They're dealing it. Or like... What if... Oh, no, that's too much of a stress. It's going to be like, who are the Randallsons? Owner of a hotel. What is their connection? They let people come and dream with the narcotic. But I have no idea for this
I
one.
can see that.
Yeah, sure, do it. Like what it does it? There was something about.
Fuck.
Fucking horse shit.
Run a speakeasy of sorts for the
Yeah, a
drug.
hotel, yeah.
Speakeasy.
A sleepeasy. Opium den.
For the drug, yeah, something like that.
Yep.
That general concept.
Yep.
Why has the Miskatonic University geological expedition been delayed?
Oh fuck, that says it in here or something maybe.
This also makes me realize that like a perfect score is if you literally like look up everything and you turn over.
Wait a minute, what was this thing about Mr. Rollins?
How did he get hurt?
He was clearing debris and discovered cavern network that he broke his leg in his discovery. He
It's
probably
leg.
dropped a rock on it.
We got leg and yeah, just like yeah.
Dropped
Rock.
a
Dropped a
rock.
rock on it.
Or just like
I don't know. Like if he discovered caverns, he probably
He fell
into
into a cavern,
Like, fell
yeah.
into a cavern, broke his leg. Yeah.
Okay. He fell.
got the leg right.
That checks out.
Anything about the
Leg.
Randalls? Oh, we actually are not allowed to look at the newspaper for this part.
Nah, that's
So you should go back to fall off ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not allowed to look at newspaper for this. And why has the expedition been delayed? I'll move these.
Oh fuck, man. Oh, no.
Supplies?
Yeah,
Missing supplies?
probably.
Yeah.
Did I write that down? No, I didn't. Apparently we know this stuff's gonna be important.
Yep.
Missing supplies, let's go.
Okay.
Is it just 10?
Yeah, just 10.
Yeah, I guess get fucked
So
up.
what happened in the theater? The Cult of Hassard perform a contact spell during the third act of game, the Summon Carcosa.
We did that.
Something went wrong and the spell fragmented into the front row of the audience.
They tried to summon Aster.
Yeah. Well, we got the Summon Carcosa. I feel like we actually... I'm not... Give ourselves like fucking 2 points for that. We didn't get the last part of it.
Okay.
Who was the name of the shaven head murderer? Thomas Fincher?
Yeah, we got
2
that.
points. The names of the other cultists. We
We
have
got
Silas Barnes. Yep, so 2
There's
points.
like 3 of them, right?
Do you only have surnames?
I have like initials for the first one.
Yeah,
'cause
so
I didn't
only
bother
1
writing them.
point because we only have their surnames. Oh, did you write them down though? Like we got their full names.
I wrote down their first initial because I was like, well, maybe.
Oh,
it's
they
like-
had their full names?
Yeah, we had
Okay,
them.
then yeah, 2 points then. Yeah.
I was just lazy because the last name's the only thing that matters when you're looking things up.
Yeah. Or the names of the 6 people the cult hunted, so we get 6 points for that because we have them all. Oh wait, no we don't. How many did we are on the list? Are there 9? There's 10?
There's 10.
Yeah. We actually are going to get 0 points for that. Actually, we can do Edward Fisk, Francis Long, and Carolyn Merrill. We can get 3 points.
Okay.
Because the other 3 weren't hunted. What was the name of the 6? Actually, 1 more point because we got Lauren Reed too.
We did check that one out.
What are the name of the 6 lines of the Summon Carcosa?
We got 2.
We got 2. And it does spell Haster.
Wow.
Why did Abby Osgood miss the play?
That's
She was
right.
drunk in the bar. So 1 point.
Okay.
How was the construction worker hurt? He fell into a large cave and broke his leg, so we get 0 points for that one.
Wait a minute, we say his leg.
Yeah, but you had to get the fall into the cave part too.
We have it.
No. Who are the Randallsons? A Kingsport-based smuggling crime family.
Yeah, fuck, that's not a hotel owner.
What is the Randalls' connection to the Nocturne? They are smuggling into Arkham at the behest of Carl Stanford.
Yeah.
Why is Mr. Connect used to be, geological thing been delayed? Professor Henry Peck has been threatened by the Randallson gang.
All right.
Yeah, good. We had 13.
Count the number of locations you travel to if they did not contain any written encounter. So deduct 1 point for every location beyond 15.
We had 14.
So 0 deduction.
That's good.
If you read the copy of The King in Yellow,
Nope.
Deduct 1 point. If you read The Nameless Cult in the Library, deduct 1 point.
Nope.
13 points, you win.
Bare minimum, yeah.
19 points was the good victory.
Yeah, okay, like we probably could have got... Ironically, it kind of fucked us that we stumbled upon that so early. Because we just didn't know where to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we really just got to...
It would have been better, I think. I think you get a better
Thanks,
score if
Dragon
you
Man.
show up and you don't know the answer and you're like, well, we have to go talk to people.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, but I'll read the actual thing at the end. As you enter, Henry grips you firmly by the elbow and steers you back through the door. You won't want to miss this, he says cryptically as he leads you through the campus and then north into the Merchant District. He points across the intersection where a police paddy wagon is parked with its rear doors open. Several officers are pulling a large, heavily muscled, shaven-headed man out of the Tartanowski's bakery, which has been closed for refurbishment. The fight appears to have gone out of him, but nearby officers who are nursing injuries prove that he didn't exactly come quietly. Come on, I think you've earned a meal and sit down when we discuss this case. It was a close run thing, but I'm afraid the cultipaster will be disappointed. Carcosa, for the time being, is held at bay. The old librarian hails a cab and secures you a table together at the elegant University Spa restaurant. As you're eating your entree, Armitage lays the case out before you. I was right then about the deaths, and there was no coincidence there. The fiend we have just seen locked up was involved in each of them directly or indirectly. He always seemed to be one step ahead, leaving chaos in his wake. He tortured and killed poor Francis Long and chased Julian Stratton to his death, but it was the play that was the root of all the misfortune that has occurred. Unespreklichen Kultin proved helpful in determining just what they were after. A spell to bring
fuck was
Carcosa
that
to the town of Wrath of Hastur, the Tattered King. Something went wrong with their contact ritual, and the spell, as I suspected, was implanted in the minds of those occupying the front row. I expected the theater clerk Samuel Averill might be in league with them. That was until I met him, and he furnished me with a list of the patrons for the performance. I tracked on each of the parts of the incantation down. Carolyn Merle's and Anthony Jackson's fragile mind had snapped at the power of the verse, and they took their own lives. Fisk's family, luckily for him, offered him the care of the sanitarium, and there Leon Curtis learned his powerful words. I had to visit the home of Long and Reed's sister to put the other pieces together. Finally, the bond trader Stratton had written it on paper, sticking out of his pocket along with his will. I tracked the actors of the speakeasy after inquiring about them at Manley Theater, and then to the bakery. The leader of the troupe, our shaven-headed friend Thomas Fincher, was holed up, planning his next move, and he came very close to recovering the parts he needed. The old librarian, a twinkle in his eye, raises his glass to a job well done.
I mean, like a
Done.
job done, yeah.
Well, he did well.
Acceptably
He
well
did
done.
well. He was like, I nailed it. So yeah, we did his last part first, which made it so that we were just kind of
We missed all the in-betweens and we're like...
Yeah. So I actually feel like this is one that Mitch and Mike might
Do better.
do better because they'll be like, we have to go up to the victims. And we'll be like, Haster! Oh, fuck, it's Haster! And then we're just like, oh, it's wander
I'm
around.
surprised we didn't lose sanity for that last
Yeah,
part.
me too. Yeah.
And that wasn't a very generous scoring phase. Justin was surprisingly tough.
Yeah.
Tougher than I'd be anyway.
Yeah.
We had most of those pretty good.
Yeah, actually, if I didn't give those 2 points,
Mm-hmm.
we would have had 13, which would have been enough to win still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we really had
Why would we have 13 if we...
because I only gave us 2 as opposed to 3 points, when we really should have got 0 here because we didn't get it all, but we still would have had 13 points.
We had exactly 13 points.
No, we had 15.
No, we had 13.
Oh, we had 13,
We had
then we would have
13,
lost. Then we would have lost, yeah. I thought we had 15 there.
We had...
But I mean, like, we got,
we
like,
didn't- We didn't have... We had 13 exactly.
yeah. It's one of those things that, like, yeah.
I mean, like, you should get partial points for...
It's really up to the
Got most of it,
discretion
yeah.
of this.
I mean,
right?
like, we had this bit. We just weren't as specific as the
Yeah.
thing wanted.
So that's why I
us to
think
be.
2 is enough, right? That
Like, I would have never thought to mention, like, oh, the spell failed and broke over
Yeah.
everything, because that was just mentioned in the introduction.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Armitage is like, oh, yeah, they screwed it up, and, like, it affected the people in the front row.
That one I think will be... I'm excited to watch other groups play through this.
What's the next one called?
The Slumbering Solace.
Hypnos.